The question says, how much work in joules is done by a system that expands from 8 liters to 19 liters in volume at 1.8 atmospheres of pressure? And then it says what a liter atmosphere is in joules, because we want the answer in joules, because that's what it says. So here we're calculating the work done. In previous questions, we talked about how delta E equals Q plus W. Well, this is how you can calculate W. W is equal to negative P delta V, where P is the pressure in atmospheres and delta V is the change in volume in liters, V final minus V initial. So to find delta V, we have VF minus VI, which is going to be the final volume, which in this case this is expanding from 8 to 19 liters. So the final volume is going to be 19 liters minus the initial volume, which is 8 liters. And when you do that, you get 11 to 1 decimal place, liters, 1 decimal, so we have 1 decimal. Now we can plug in over here. W equals negative the pressure in atmospheres, which is given in the problem, 1.80 atmospheres, times the change in volume in liters that we just found, the 11 liters. And when we look here, W equals negative 19.8 liter atmospheres. Now, if we look here, mathematically, we found that this work term is negative. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense because the system expanded. So that means the system did the work, or the system lost the work energy. So therefore, it makes sense that this is going to be negative. But the question asks for this in joules, so we have to convert it just using dimensional analysis, like it's been done a million times before. We put 1 liter atmosphere on the bottom, and we put our 101.3 joules on the top. And when we do that math, we find that there's negative 2010 joules, and if you wanted in kilojoules, 2.01 kilojoules. The reason kilojoules is actually better here is because this is clearly 3 significant figures, and this is ambiguously 3 significant figures. So you could also write this as 2.01, negative 2.01 times 10 to the 3 joules. Sig figs are not super stressed in this part of the course, but it is important to be familiar with them. All right, so that is this question.